See one person in chat. Let's leave a comment or something. Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, Anon Mouse. Hope you didn't tell that tree that I said it was a hanging tree. That was too short and you gave up. Uh, it was rotted out. I was reading on City of Wilcox. They made a post about it. It was over 100 years old. Kept getting it was a cottonwood or a Siberian elm, but it was rotted out from the inside. And I was just hearing from these two teenagers that were here. They said they were gonna make that into a playground. So we'll see how that goes. And you can see this tree here. It's kind of leaning that way. So that tree did fall on that one. Just a question, guys. Wildlife Wanda, hi. Did you guys get my notifications? Yeah, that would be a good idea. I mean, obviously it's too big to cut apart, so see how thick that trunk is on the tree there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I went live a little while ago and I wasn't showing anything. I stayed live for about a minute or two. Hey Ben, thanks for joining in, man. Better late than never, I guess. We'll go ahead and get started. Ooh, man. I know the last chapter's got quite a few pages. But we are on chapter 6, guys. Um, if any of you guys can share this video out, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, Enon Mouse. Yeah, it was earlier. It was just about like 30 minutes ago. Oh, I bet you would, Ben. Uh, but I guess they're gonna make it into gonna make that into a playground. So okay, guys. This is Dude, Birds, and Orchards. By the 1920s, Henry Ford's assembly line and mass production of automobiles made it much easier to visit the Chiricahuas. Southern Pacific touted ranch vacations and called Cave Creek Canyon the Yosemite of Arizona. The Toll sisters welcomed guests to El Portal Ranch. George Newman bought 35 acres and built some cabins along the creek that he rented mostly to hunters and fishermen like himself. This was a future site of naturalist Haven Cave Creek to hunters and fishermen like himself. This was a Near the Chiricahua National Monument, Ben and Lillian Erickson featured riding at their Faraway Ranch. Civilian conservation corpsmen put in campgrounds and picnic tables in the 1930s, drawing in increased numbers of campers. The Sierra Linda Ranch took guests until it sold in 1941. The first motel opened in 1994, only a few weeks before the rattlesnake fire scared tourists away, but owners Devery and Russ Griffith and Mary and Dan Reeves persisted and later prospered. Down the canyon from the Reed, Maloney, and Sierra Linda orchards, Forest Ranger William. Yeah, it's no YouTube just being silly with my damn notifications. I did one earlier this morning too, and I didn't get nobody but one. After the National Forest Service, Stewart had the first water rights, and this caused bitter feelings. Thrice widowed Eula leased the orchard to her brother Robert Chenoff. He lost an arm to a hunting accident when he was 12, but could do more with one arm than most people can with two. Besides tending the orchard, he made excellent bootleg whiskey at a still on the flank of Silver Peak. When Game Warden Rothmore retired to his Whitetail Cotton Ranch, he planted a large orchard that flourished as long as his family held the property. Hey, what's up, Nick? Hey, appreciate you coming in, man. Hey, the more the better. Home gardening encouraged by a seed bank is popular. Okay. Gretchen Hayes breathes in the fragrance of blossoming apple trees at her parents' Sierra Linda Ranch in this early 1940s photograph. After World War II, her husband, though an archaeologist, ranched for 16 years. A 5-year drought compelled him to join the National Park Service in 1954. He worked at Pecos, Chaco Canyon, and Mesa Verde before buying back to Sierra Linda, retiring there 19 years later. Okay. In 1921, Elizabeth Gurnett assembled a 400-acre Sierra Linda ranch from the Portal town site and various homesteads. While the crew made thousands of adobe bricks for this house, pictured here around 1923, about 800 apple trees and a vineyard were planted and poultry house built. Overwhelmed, Gurnett eventually leased the place to her manager, Neil Carr, who operated as a guest ranch. Arthur Greenmeyer, a Buffalo, New York steel executive, had longed to be a farmer since he was a country boy in Ohio. Upon retiring, he fulfilled his dream when he and his wife, Jane, bought the Sierra Linda Ranch in 1941. They invited daughter Gretchen and her new husband, Alden Hayes, to come and help. Yeah, it's just YouTube being funny style with my notifications. You know how they are with that. Casey Morrow left, known as Chief, from his turbulent years in the Border Patrol, left the humorous but fact-filled record of this region in the mid-1950s. Carol Kazier mimeographed the 4-page Chiricahua Bull sheet at the research station, free except for mailed subscriptions. Eric Hayes, still in high school, did the covers and artwork. The house in the 1952 photograph was built around 1914 by Forrester William Bill Stewart and his wife Eula, who planted over 1,600 trees. Eula sold the place in 1932 to a Douglas physician, Dr. Edward Adamson, who made it a bridal gift for his wife Anna, who raised Arabian horses. She gave it her initials, Ava, AVA, which was also her brand. Addison kept his Douglas practice but improved the house and orchard, drilled an irrigation well, and built an apple washing and packing shed, as well as houses for workers. The photograph below shows the ranch buildings. This handsome barn was built by Cristobal Rendon, a former soldier of Pancho Villa who had helped John Shad finish the swimming pool at the Southwestern Research Station. Rendon also built a ramada at the Sierra Linda Ranch and terraces that are still solid. He probably worked with Blackie Stidham on the stone wall surrounding the house and grounds. This 1950s photograph below shows the Ava Ranch entrance and some of the orchard. A little water tower right there. After this, I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna shut my phone off, restart my phone, and I'm gonna see if it works. If not, then we know what's going on. In the photograph at right, Bonnie Wallace, the 1957 rodeo queen, is mounted on Goldie, the Palomino mare she got from the Adamsons. They warned her that the filly was not yet well trained. She dumped Bonnie often, but they learned together, bonding until the horse let no one else ride her. The rodeo, sponsored by the Douglas Jr. Chamber of Commerce, that year hosted film star John Garfield and Stan Jones, who wrote Ghost Riders in the Sky. In the photograph below, attendants are from left to right, Wendy Paul and Mary Wallace, the Queen's sister. The three ardent horsewomen were lifelong friends. All became San Simon Valley ranchers. When the Malpais Borderlands group began in 1994, Glenn handled public relations, and a few years later, Winkler came on the board of directors. Sorry. In 1932, Dr. Theodor Troller, an Austrian engineer, came to Akron, Ohio to direct an air institute. He fell in love with the West and was so successful in business that he retired early and bought AVA in 1952. Troller processed local growers' apples and planted 10,000 peach trees. From left to right are Troller, his wife, Margaret, his sister from Vienna, Dr. Gisela Hoffman, and Theodore III. The Portal School children in this 1954 photograph are from left to right J.L. Hill, Ted Troller, Eric Hayes, Linda McClintock, Shirley Currier, Chris Troller, and Andy Du Bois. There had been 24 pupils a year before because Hilltop Mine was operating in an intermittent way until final closure. Attendance rose later with children from Ava and the Southwestern Research Station. Eric Hayes and Ted Stroller wandered far, but both returned to live in Portal. Alright, so we have 5 in chat here. So we can go ahead and get you guys to hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. The 1954 photograph at left, taken on an outing to the Douglas Airport, shows the Portal Rodeo Boy Scouts. From left to right are first Eric Hayes and Philip Dayton, second row Lawrence Durfee, question mark Dayton, Ted Troller, Izzy Dominguez, and 200 unidentified 8th grade graduates smiling in a 1954 photograph. Below are from left to right Ted Troller, John May Mingus, and Zen Beecroft. Blackie Stidham, pictured above in the 1960s, helped Ted Troller and other youngsters with their 4-H projects and also had time for them, though the former hilltop miner kept busy with construction and masonry work as well. He worked on the first good road from the west side of the mountain over Onion Saddle down to the Portal Ranger Station. The 2016 photograph below is of the home Stidham built for his wife, Ruth. Barbara and Peter Miller bought the house in 1985, renovating and expanding it while preserving the Mexican red brick walls, a tongue and groove redwood ceiling, and a welcoming fireplace inside. Barbara's magic touch with plants and flowers creates glory against adobe walls, while giant sycamores from the glade near a pond where birds and wild creatures came to drink. Franz Zweifel smiles in the photograph at left at the prank she and her husband Dick played on director Vincent K. Roth by altering his sign about molesting lizards to a troll warning. What the fuck? You guys are gonna laugh when you see this. Her biological illustration was an affordable text for students for 50 years. She has written and or illustrated acclaimed children's books, including Animal Babysitters. Below, in 1973, daughter Ellen, age 9, removes a whip snake from a live trap. Inheriting and adding to her parents' musical talents, she won a Celtic harp competition that allowed her to spend a year in the Hebrides. She played for weddings and other occasions around her home in Virginia and has several times delighted Portal area folk with her harp and beautiful voice. Relax, drive slowly. 5 miles per hour are lizards and pets. Do not molest the troll. For over 50 years, ecologist Dr. Robert Chu and his science teacher wife Alice studied the 24-acre plot a rancher let them fence during a sabbatical in 1958 to 1959 at the research station. The Chus collected and analyzed plants and soils, sleeping at the enclosure and rising early to identify, weigh, and release kangaroo rats and other creatures attracted to the live traps. Above are from left to right, Alice, Zoe, Carl, Paul, Robert Chu. Pictured below, Paul left, Carl center, and Zoe were driven with other station pupils 6 miles to Portal, where Lillian Reed taught 23 students in 8 grades. The whole family enjoyed dances on the concrete slab beside the school. The Chus retired to Portal in 1979, continuing to study that showed native grasses could not recover because creosote and brush dominated the overgrazed land. Instead of crossed sabers, butterfly nets form a wedding arch for the research station's director, spider expert Vincent Roth, and Barbara. Damn vehicle sounds like the damn paneling's gonna fall off the damn thing. Vincent Roth was director from 1962 to 1986. After retirement, the Roths adventured as far away as Madagascar, usually working at scientific outposts. Shortly before he died, Vince held their twin sons Daniel and Taryn in his arms. Carl Simon and Howard Topoff, shown at their 1976 wedding, met at the research station in 1964. Both taught at City University of New York and were at American Museum of Natural History. They lectured during worldwide eco trips. While at their Cave Creek home, Carol organizes forums and book groups and energizes hikers. Howard does school science enrichment, the local website, and creative spectacles. Called Post Office Canyon because rustlers left notes for each other in a hollow oak. This area is where Dr. Robert Scholes and his dietitian wife Catherine built the solar home pictured in this mid-1970s photograph and founded the Bio Research Ranch. They cooperated on projects with wildlife agencies and hosted a stream of biologists. Resident wildlife biologist C.D. Littlefield studies and records observations on wildlife, birds, plants, and precipitation. Below in the 1990s, the Scolise's son-in-law Ed Newbold, a brilliant Seattle wildlife artist, soaks weary feet in the atrium pool after checking a circuit of water catchments. Taking a little dip there, putting his feet in the water. The Scolase's step out at their 1996 Golden Wedding celebration, organized by their daughter Delia and nieces Patricia and Petey. Dozens of guests from far and near, birders, ranchers, and scientists came to celebrate with them, including colleagues from their distinguished public health service careers in remote villages of Bolivia and Paraguay. Their experience and tenacity brought better health care and senior citizens benefits to the San Simon Valley. The lilies stand at the foot of the Gadsden's Hotel marble staircase with daughter Dr. Delia Scolas of Seattle and her husband Ed Newbold. The landing above them, lit by Tiffany lamps, had a stained glass window of settlers entering Cave Creek Canyon. Okay. All right, guys. I do appreciate you guys coming in. Tomorrow we will finish chapter 7, and that will be it for that. But I do appreciate you guys, all that came in, even though the notifications weren't going out earlier. But I just want to say thank you guys very much, all of you that came in. This is Jose G, right here in Historic Railroad Park in Wilcox, Arizona, guys. Thank you. Peace. If you can, hit that like button, guys.